As early as 4 a.m., Eliza is already awake. She's now in grade 4 and it's the first day of school. Eliza and her family did not move homes, but they are now residents of a different city. Just a few months ago, Eliza called herself a Makatizen. Now she's a resident of Taguig. Eliza is only one of the around 30,000 students caught in the middle of the tension between the two cities. A tension that's yet to be completely resolved. It's the first day of the school year and the students are all geared up. The students carried their backpacks, some of which came from the city government of Makati, while others came from the city government of Taguig. Fort Bonifacio Elementary School is one of the 14 schools affected by the Supreme Court ruling that reverted 10 barangays initially touted as part of Makati City to Taguig. The school buildings located within what is now part of Taguig City is just one facet of the row between the two cities. In the middle of this issue are the residents of the 10 barangays, some of whom have called themselves Makatizens their entire life.
Ako si Emelisa Dayag, nakatira sa Malbar Street, West Rembo, Taguig, dating Makati City. Ayan, ako isang single mom ni Maria Elisa Dayag na nag-aaral sa Fort Bonifacio Elementary School. Dito na rin ako sinilang, dito na ako lumaki. So, I'm 47 years old, so 47 years na ako dito. At sa amin, maliban sa benepisyo, siyempre yung identity namin. Tagal na namin dito, identity sa aming pagkatao, yung pagiging Makatizen. So, minsan nahihirapan na talaga kaming tanggapin. Pero kung yun ay hindi na namin talaga kaya, talagang lilipat kami, wala naman kaming magagawa.
In the nearby barangay of Pembo, there's a group of residents who call themselves Pembo pioneers. They are among the early residents of Barangay Pembo.
Ako po si Rosalinda Nunez Lapasaran, nakatira sa Pembo, 67 years old. Kaya po kami napunta dito sa Pembo since 1964. Sundalo po ang father ko. Hanggang na-assign yung father ko dito sa Fort Bonifacio and dito na kami nanirahan since then. Mula no hanggang nag-retired ang father ko hanggang sa namatay.
Most of the members of Pembo pioneers are children of military men. After all, Pembo used to be a settlement area for military personnel. Now, let's go back to the start. In the early 1900s, Americans established Fort William McKinley as a site of infantry training, field artillery training, signal training, and medical training for enlisted men. 48 years later, in 1949, the U.S. military installation was turned over to the Philippine government. And in 1957, Fort William McKinley was renamed Fort Bonifacio. Settlements for military personnel were built, and this is what we know today as the Enlisted Men's Barrios, or EMBOs. In 1993, the then municipal government of Taguig filed a case against Makati before the Pasig Regional Trial Court. According to Taguig, the areas comprising the EMBOs, as well as the area referred to as Inner Fort in Fort Bonifacio, are within its territory and jurisdiction. Taguig sought to declare two presidential proclamations issued by former Presidents Ferdinand Marcos Sr. and Corazon Aquino unconstitutional. These edicts stated that the EMBO barangays are part of Makati. Taguig cited Survey Plan PSU 2031, created in 1909, which shows the EMBO barangays to be well within Taguig's territory. Makati, on the other hand, presented as evidence a sketch map prepared by its expert witness based on historical documents. Fast forward to 2022, the Supreme Court ruled in favor of Taguig. The EMBO barangays, Pembo, Comembo, Cembo, South Cembo, West Rembo, East Rembo, Pitogo, and Rizal are a part of Taguig, not Makati. The Supreme Court added that barangays post-proper north side and post-proper south side are also a part of Taguig.
Sa totoo lang, hindi naman kami sangayon. Kaya it's hard for us na ma-accept na ma-transfer kami sa Taguig. Kung anong sabihin sa amin, wala kami magagawa. We had to do it. Susunod na lang kami. Yun na lang ang magiging namin. Pero kahit labag sa kalooban namin, wala kaming magagawa. It's an order.
Some residents affected by the transfer fear that Taguig City will not be able to match the benefits and services being provided by Makati City.
Katulad ng hospital. Free kami as long as you have yellow card. Ngayon, wala kaming assurance kung paano ang magiging situation ng hospital ngayon. I don't think so na open pa kami dyan sa hospital na yan. Kasi we are already Taguig. Yan, Makati yan.
Yung nababasa namin na maaaring mawala na yung ibang benepisyo namin, like sa OSMA, maaaring hindi na namin magamit yung mga yellow cards. Isa nga ang issue ngayon is tuwing Christmas, may nare-receive kami, so baka hindi na rin namin yon ma-receive.
Some residents, however, are okay with the transfer from Makati to Taguig. After all, the Supreme Court has made its decision.
Pwede, kung maganda bang palakad na rin ng Taguig, doon din kami. Sabi kasi, kung anong binibigay ng gamot sa Makati, ibibigay rin daw.
Kung naman, mapatagig, mapamakati, hindi naman kami papaalisin dito eh. May magagawa ba tayo Supreme Court order yan.
The Taguig City government has said it is prepared to take on the responsibility of governing the 10 barangays. In terms of benefits received by its residents, the city government has said it would work harder to expand and improve its services. Recently, the city government announced that its scholarship program is now open to its new residents in the EMBO barangays. Now, what happens next? According to Court Administrator Raul Villanueva, a writ of execution must first be secured in order to effectively transfer the jurisdiction of 10 affected barangays from Makati City to Taguig City. However, the Taguig City government insists that it's no longer needed since the Supreme Court ruling is self-executory. The 14 schools affected by the transfer from Makati to Taguig are currently under the administration of the Department of Education, pending a transition plan. According to Makati Mayor Abi Binay, the 14 elementary and high schools were paid for and owned by the Makati City government. Also pending resolution are the University of Makati, located in Barangay West Rembo, and the Hospital ng Makati, located in Barangay Pembo, which are now a part of Taguig. For its part, the Commission on Elections has announced that the 10 barangays formerly under Makati City will now be a part of Taguig City in the 2023 Barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan elections. And what happens to Makati? Makati loses more than half of its population after the transfer of the 10 barangays to Taguig. Based on the 2020 census, Makati's population is nearly 630,000, more than half of which are living within the 10 barangays that are now a part of Taguig. The fate of Makati's 2nd Congressional District is also uncertain. All 10 barangays that are now a part of Taguig were formerly a part of Makati's 2nd District, leaving the 2nd District with 3 barangays: Guadalupe Nuevo, Guadalupe Viejo, and Pinagkaisahan. The population of the 3 barangays, however, is not enough to satisfy the constitutional requirement of 250,000 residents per congressional district. When all is said and done, even when the legal battle between the two cities is over, it is the residents who are left in the battlefield. It is the residents whose livelihoods are affected and whose search for better public services and governance is at stake. After all, it is the government's job to take care of its people. This is Neil Arwin Mercado for INQUIRER.net.